finding a lost treasure, or riding a unicorn through the clouds. With a new adventure every single day, we have a lot of fun together. And it also decreases screen time, which we all know that battle. Well, my friends, search for me, Mr. Jim, or Kid Short Stories. So listen to Kid Short Stories on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Are you guys ready for today's adventure? Me too, let's go!
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
This is The Buzzard.
From the Bath Authority Studios.
The Buzzard.
The home of the Buzzard.
The Buzzard.
This is 100.7 WMMS.
Cleveland.
Hey! Get something away!
All right, I want to go see Sepultura one more time. They're calling it quits. Celebrating Life Through Death is their North American farewell tour, presented by WMMS and 2 Hours to Midnight, our metal show. Special guests Obituary, Agnostic Front, and Claustrophobia, another great Brazilian thrash band. We're playing some stuff from them tomorrow night, as a matter of fact. You'll get my last pair of tickets for this show. It's going to happen Tuesday, October the 8th, around the down the street at the Agora, agoracleveland.com for the info. 2 for Sepultura, caller 10, good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Are you trying to make us all uncomfortable?
Alan Cox.
It's gross, it's weird, it's not right, it's not cool.
And there's plenty more where that came from. Back to the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
"40 years as a band. They've gone through so many lineup changes. I don't know who's left in the band. But Sepultura are going to come through one more time. Our Guardians are here at home tonight, the first of the last 3 games of the regular season against the Houston Astros. That's a 7:10 start tonight around the corner at Progressive Field. 6:40 is when your pregame coverage will begin here on MMS. You can use the promo code GUARDIAN for a few more days. The last day of September is going to be Monday if you're shopping at CLE Clothing Company. You'll get 20% off whatever you want to get with the promo code GUARDIAN. And then once October starts, you will be using the word Erie for the month of October. Erie like the lake. Which, as I understand it, I don't get around much, but as I understand it, is right over here. One of the quote-unquote Great Lakes. Oh, yeah, you live right on it. You live right on it. Up there in the sky. So Astros Guardians tonight, 7:10 on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. I think I might have finally shaken that dude who calls and leaves me those talkback messages. He's always having dreams about me. I think he might have shifted his focus.
Oh,
here on just to refresh your memory here.
Last night I dream about you. I love you. You also hold my hand. We walk through the garden. We share a caramel apple sucker. You lick, and then I lick.
Right, that guy calls a lot, right? And he's having all kinds of dreams.
And then he closes every call with gay thoughts.
Gay thoughts is what he says. But I think maybe I have finally gotten the point across to him that I'm not interested.
Mr. Bill Squire, Alan hurt me so badly. He no want to love me back. So I love you now. I love big fat bearded comedian. I want to be with you, Bill. When your next show, I come sit in the front row. I throw my kisses at you. I throw them at you. I love you. Gay thoughts. Gay thoughts.
Oh,
how about that?
This big fat comedian's gonna. I got a show in Wadsworth tomorrow, but that's sold out.
Yeah.
So next shows are at the Funny Stop in Cuyahoga Falls, and that's the 11th and 12th of October. You can get tickets for that at BillSquire.com.
Well, it sounds like that guy's going to be there. You are welcome.
Front row.
Yep. I've gotten him off me and onto you.
Like
the movie
Sloppy Seconds over here. Thanks
like,
a lot.
Like It Follows.
Yeah.
The movie. Guy's going to be in the front row there for you. It was, let me do the math, 38 years ago today? 1986. Is that 38 years ago? 2026 would be 40 years, right? 2026 would be 40 years. September 27, 1986. Balloon Fest 1986.
Bro.
In Cleveland, Ohio. 38 years ago today.
Love Balloon Fest.
Supposed to be a fundraiser for the United Way. Everybody born and raised in Cleveland is hip to this. I had to learn about it when I first moved here. And so they wanted to set the world record for the simultaneous release of helium-filled balloons. And boy, I can't believe nobody saw this coming, that something could go awry. There were about 100,000 people downtown. They had 1.5 million balloons right down here at Public Square. And it was supposed to bring positive publicity, not only to the United Way, but to the city of Cleveland, Ohio. But poor Cleveland, Ohio, it quickly turned into a disaster. The winds got really strong and blew a lot of the balloons north of the city, and then it started to rain. And so a lot of those balloons then fell right to the ground. They had to shut down the runway over here at Burke. There were a couple of fishermen, famously, who had fallen off of their boat, and the Coast Guard couldn't get to them. There were balloons all across the lake. And so that was famously one of the darker data points for Balloon Fest 86. You have to remember this from when you were a kid. You were a little kid.
I was a little kid. I was only 4 years old when this happened, but I don't remember hearing about this until the internet kind of unearthed it on YouTube and showed videos. I wasn't aware. This is something that never was brought up through my childhood or even in like my early teen or like late teens, early 20s. I think it was when YouTube started being a thing, probably about 10, 12 years ago when I first heard of it.
So like if you hadn't seen it on local news at the time, you wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that do remember it, but, you know, being a 4-year-old and my parents weren't a part of Balloon Fest, so they never brought it up or anything like that.
Traffic accidents occurred. Drivers attempting to dodge falling balloons. The balloons reached as far south as Medina County, spooking a prized Arabian horse whose owner would sue the United Way. Within a few weeks, balloons were littering beaches as far as Ontario. City of Cleveland was slapped with millions of dollars in damages. Balloon Fest 86 is now looked upon as a major environmental disaster.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to bring fame to the city of Cleveland, Ohio. Here they are, volunteers blowing up millions of balloons. And then there's the statue and downtown. I thought this was going to be narrated. I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm going to find one. Ohio's 86 balloon disaster. The doomed Cleveland Balloon Fest of 86.
Democrats change the rules, cheat, and open our borders just to win elections. With issue 1, they'll
these dumb ads. I love it. What is this here? Hold on.
Talk of moving here, and our friends in LA think we're nuts. But it is a wonderful place. If I had money to invest, this is where I'd be invested.
Very, very good. Thank
Chris.
you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now, we were just talking.
10, 9.
Oh, it's Big Chuck and Little John doing this, right?
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
there they are.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here they go. Liftoff.
Hey, there you go. Look at that. Looks like something out of the Avengers movie, like a sci-fi thing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's a crazy sight.
Look, a world record has just been broken in Cleveland. Over 1,500,000 balloons going up in the air at this very, very moment. Look at the...
Nobody thought this was gonna be a problem. I mean,
people are dumb.
almost 2 million balloons.
2 million balloons.
City planners and the mayor and just all of your local captains of industry. There had to have been a handful of naysayers about this. There had to have been some local voices that were like,
hey, guys,
this might not go the way we want. Yeah, but they were drowned out.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly.
You want them getting that book, You want to be in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Well, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They're in some kind of record book for this.
It's completely covering the terminal tower.
I mean, it looks like a chemical fire. It looks like a disaster.
Yeah.
It is awesome, ladies and gentlemen, to actually be down here and see the multicolors that are going up in the air at this moment.
I feel like they went really heavy on the orange and red.
Yeah, they really did, and now they're starting to all sync too. Hey, let's hear it. Well, anyway, that was 38. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no mistake on the lake anymore, is what he said there.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is no mistake on the lake anymore. Cleveland has now broken the Guinness Book of World Records and released over 1,500,000 balloons.
It broke the Guinness Book of World Records, is what he said. Yeah, well, there you go. That was 38 years ago today that happened. So congratulations. You notice they've never tried to change that.
One of my favorite forgotten Cleveland moments was the Ted Stepien softball toss. I think we've talked about it before.
Yeah, we have.
Where he
was the owner, yeah?
He was the owner of the Cavs for a while, and he had a softball league, too, that he was trying to get started, and he was chucking softballs off the terminal tower into Public Square.
Yep.
Hit a lady, hit a car, but they kept going because they didn't have radio communication or anything. He just had all these softballs that he was chucking, and you see the one guy catching one, and he's the winner. It's just
again,
wild.
That's another thing I just don't understand why anybody thought that would be a good idea to drop softballs.
Down below were 6 of his players hoping to make the immaculate reception. But 3 errant tosses proved hazardous to 1 car and 2 observers, among them 24-year-old Gail Felinsky of Strongsville, whose broken wrist will long remind her of the lofty lob. On the 5th drop, history was made, and outfielder Mike Zerfoss was on the receiving end.
At first, I seen everybody start going in towards the building, and then I started going in, but I could see it was coming out, so I just went back on it, and it came to me.
What was the difference between this ball and a ball that you would catch in the outfield for the competitors?
It was just hard because of that sun and stuff. You couldn't see. You need some sunglasses, but it just came to me. And
why did you do this?
I want to see if I could do it.
It took 42 years to duplicate such a...
Why did you do this? Well, I wanted to see if I could do it. All right, well, there it is. 24-year-old woman's broken wrist will be a reminder. What a fun reminder. Alan, I wonder if Frank Jackson called Cleveland the butthole of the world because of all the balloon knots. He wasn't the mayor then, though, I don't think. I don't know who was the mayor
Cleveland
then.
is
I don't think he was.
perceived to be the butthole of the world sometime, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, there's that. A weather guy down there in Florida rescues a woman while he's doing his live cut. I was looking at some of the ring cam footage from homes in Florida when the Hurricane Helene was plowing through there. And they go to the weatherman at the local Fox affiliate there. And he was in Atlanta because it's blowing through Georgia and the Carolinas and not just Florida. And Bob Van Dillen was out there doing a live cut, and he hears a woman screaming and goes to help her.
Bob, we're watching video of you saving this woman. Are you guys okay? That's the most important thing. Are both of you okay?
Yeah, we are. We put her in the car. She was cold. I gave her my shirt.
He's like, they're running B-roll of him carrying her, and it's like chest-high water, in Atlanta.
Good. Everyone's good. So let's get back to it. It was this car right over there.
Okay.
No.
We're watching.
Do not go.
Except she's just got her arms around his neck, like she could walk. She's got her knees up. What?
She's scared.
What?
She's scared.
Just walk.
Because, of course, this is an active situation, but you're watching video of what happened.
Imagine you get cucked by the TV weatherman. He's like, oh, her husband's going to come pick her up. But now, granted, this is a huge storm and really, really deep water.
Have you seen all the alligators in Florida? There's all these floods and alligators are just like, hey, we run this town now.
That's right. Like Sharknado.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So there's a lot of people posting Ring camera footage of just water, coming through their living room window or whatever. And so, I mean, up here, I was looking at one of the maps, the ripple effects of this as it pushes into the United States. They've declared states of emergency in the Carolinas and Georgia. There's like 4 million people that don't have power. And I think it'll pretty much, the storm will pretty much top off like around Columbus. So it'll get up here. We'll get a bunch of rain for like the next week. I think we're supposed to get some rain. But down there, boy, I heard from a couple of our bureau chiefs. I'm like, you guys should be, I appreciate the message, but like, I hope everything's okay down there. Tallahassee, and we got people in Jacksonville, and Tampa was underwater. Somebody was showing video of one of the hospitals in Tampa that has this, it's called an aqua fence or something, where they've started to put around these hospitals, they've started to put these airtight, just giant fences so the water literally can't get past it. But it's made for like 7 or 8 foot seawalls. And so it's keeping the water out, these hospitals. But it's like, if the waves get higher than that, they're going to have big problems. They were getting 10-foot waves in Tampa. And they're still contending with whatever else is going to be going on down there. But Florida, Georgia, Alabama, the Carolinas, and Virginia have all declared states of emergency. But there's about 4 million people that don't have power. And they say, obviously, it'll be a while before they get it back. But it's, coming up this way, and I think it'll veer west before it. I don't think there's anybody who's predicting it comes all the way up here, but it will pretty much top out around Columbus. The turkey drop in Cincinnati. I remember WKRP tried to do the turkey drop. God is my witness, I believed turkeys could fly. That's a good one. But, of course, that was not real life. The balloon lift, whatever, balloon fest in Cleveland, that was real life.
Yeah.
Alan, I was 28 years old in 1986, and I don't remember Balloon Fest. I mean, that's weird. I would think that they probably had it on every television and radio station in the entire market that day. It was such a big deal. But it happened. I've got to take a break here. You want to go to that Everclear show? They got Jimmy's Chicken Shack and Marcy Playground with them. And I got one more pair of tickets. So if you want to check them out,